right, you guys see that pretty big?
Yes.
All right, good. So I'm in Tampa, Florida. You guys are all over the country. It's always great to meet new people. I love to work with people that are learning. I think as long as we're alive, we should keep learning, be lifelong learners. There's a lot to learn, and learning should be fun. So we try to make it fun as we go along here. If you want a recording of this, you can email help@getsetup.io and get a recording of it. We don't get paid to promote any of these things. I'm not getting paid to recommend any of these applications or anything. I'm just going to help you use these applications better to make life better for you. All right. So in this class, we're going to talk about the digital brain, what that is, how to customize your smartphone, and then some helpful apps to use your smartphone so that you're more productive. All right. So let's jump into this. And when you think about these little phones we have now, they really are amazing. I like to ask the question early on here for you, what's your favorite thing to do with your smartphone? Just unmute yourself and tell us what you do mostly with your phone.
Make and receive calls.
Oh, you actually use it as a phone?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Usually nobody ever says that. Usually that is like left off the list.
I think text for me.
Text messaging, yep, okay, good.
Emails.
Pay bills, pictures. Yeah, our phones take really good pictures now. They make great cameras. That's good. What else?
The internet.
Yeah, you get on the internet, you browse the internet. Okay, good. That's good. All right. Well, usually
Kevin, are you going to talk about the calendar at all, or
the
on
calendar.
the phone? Mm-hmm.
We can a little bit. Sure, we can. Yeah. So do you use it as your calendar or you want to?
No, I don't know how to do it.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, it's very unusual for a class for somebody to say they use it to make phone calls. It's really funny because we have these phones and we don't use this phone so much anymore, but they do that. That's what they started out to do. But our phones are so much smarter now, and they're basically little computers, right? We have more power in our hands than the computer that sent Neil Armstrong to the moon. But I believe our technology should help us work smarter, not harder. And so too often people pick up technology like a phone and they're pushing this square down the road and it's really hard on them. So I want to help you a little bit today, be that person pushing the ball, not the square down the road. All right. Make you want us to be all smarter, not dumber. Have you seen the videos of people walking around with their heads down in their phones in cities and they bump into cars and curbs? And I saw this one where somebody actually fell into a water fountain. It was crazy. They just weren't paying attention. I was out at a public place a week or so ago, and I was walking on this path, and this lady had her head down in her phone, and I just literally stopped and just started waving in front of her because I didn't want her to run into me. And she looked up and she was startled, and she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I wasn't paying attention." I said, "I know, that's why I did that. Pay attention. I don't want you to run into people." So we want to make our phones smart, make us smarter too, not dumber. All right, let's look at what I mean by a digital brain. So the digital brain idea is one where we live in this age where there's so much information available to us, and it's really important that we know how to access information, find it, and access it. But then the technology we have allows us to do this easier. So there's only so much I can fit in my head and I can remember. But if I had a way to put it somewhere where I could access it and it was safe and I could get to it, then that would be good. The problem with just using your device, just your phone or just your tablet or iPad or just your computer, and you put all your information in those and you don't back it up anywhere, if something were to ever happen to one of those devices, you would lose all of that information. It'd be really tragic. And phones get stolen and broken and damaged and dropped in water and all that kind of stuff. That does happen, as much as we don't want it to, but sometimes it does. And if, let's say, assume you had 1,000 photos on there of all your memories and you didn't have them backed up, you would lose them all. It'd be really tragic. What digital brain idea is that if you use your devices as simply capturing and retrieving mechanisms, and you have all the data stored safely in the internet, then even if you lost your device, you would still have your memories, you would still have your data safely, and you could access it again with a new device. So a lot of these applications I'm showing you help do that because they keep your information in the internet or in the cloud. So it's the idea of kind of leveraging the technology so that your information is not at the mercy of you losing a device or having it stolen or broken, but the device is just a mechanism to capture it or retrieve it. All right, that's just kind of a philosophical type thing there. Let's look at some specific things as it relates to your phone. So I have an iPhone, and I understand sometimes people have an iPhone or an Android, and they're all similar but a little bit different. I'll share my phone with you, my screen, I'll share my phone screen with you while we do this and how to do it on an iPhone, but it's similar on an Android. So this all relates to both, but might be slightly different. One of the important things to do that people forget to do is to customize their technology to work for them. You wouldn't get in somebody else's car and start driving it without first adjusting the seat and adjusting the mirrors. You would customize it to fit your height and your ability to see around. Same thing with your phone. You inherited your phone, or you bought your phone and you got it and it was set up by somebody else for how they like to work. And sometimes people fail to customize it to fit who they are. So let's go through some things I would recommend customizing it. The first thing is one of the biggest distractions that people have is their phone has too many notifications going off, and it's constantly dragging them over to the phone and making them look at stuff, and they start wasting time. I turn off most notifications. I don't want the phone to make me use it when it wants me to use it. I want to use the phone when I want to use it. And if you're like anybody else, if you're like me, what typically happens if I have a notification turned on, like text messaging, and I'm sitting at the table, let's say talking to my wife, and my phone is there, and it starts to vibrate or bark, beep, or flash, and I say, oh, I've got a text message. And I go and look at the text message, and I look at a few other text messages, and say, well, while I'm here, why don't I check my emails? And I've got several emails. And so I start looking at some emails, and one of those emails reminds me that I'm interested in buying something. So I click on a link, and that takes me to a website that takes me to Amazon. And now I'm buying something I didn't know I wanted with money I don't have. And I've interrupted my time with my wife. And 15 minutes has gone by and I didn't know what happened. That's how notifications draw us in and absolutely just wreck our time. The same thing can be done with social media. Some people just start spending time on, oh, I got a message in Facebook. So now I'm going to go to Facebook. I'm going to check Twitter, and I'm going to check Instagram. And next thing you know, time is just flying by and you've not done anything. So these notifications, knowing how to turn them on and off is really important. Let me show you on an iPhone how to do that. So here is, let's see, just pop this on here, I think, again. Let's see, let's go to, here, you see my phone? Can you see my phone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go to settings, all right, on the iPhone, settings, and I'm going to scroll down to notifications. It's right here. This is notifications. And when you open that up, you get all of the apps you have installed on your phone, and you can customize the notifications for each one of those apps. So it's really easy to go in and adjust them for a specific app. So let's say I have Chili's on here, right? The Chili's app. So I click on Chili's and I have it turned off. Gray is off, green is on. If you turn it off, everything goes away. And if you turn it on, now you've got some more settings. I can turn locks. I can let it give me an alert when the phone it's on, but it's not being active. In other words, it's sitting on the table or the desk and you don't have it, it's not lit up. It will light up if its lock screen is turned on. Notification center, you can turn on and off. Banners will put up a banner. If you're using your phone, it'll put a banner across the top of the app that you're looking at and say, hey, Chili's wants to give you a free appetizer. Like I'm reading email and it puts that on top. Sounds, you can turn sounds on and off. Badges, do you know what badges are? Badges are these little red numbers that show up on your app on here. Let me find one. In here, see Twitter has a 6 on it. That means I've got 6 notifications there that I haven't read. As soon as I go in there and look at them, it will clear out. Okay, so it assumes I've looked at them now and it clears out. Because I've looked at them, it resets back to 0. So a badge is an unread message. It's a new notification. Okay, all right, let's go back to settings. All right, so you can do that for every single one of your apps that you have installed. I have most of them turned off. Okay, works similar in Android. Any questions on that? Oh, Susan, you asking a question? You're on mute. You're still on mute. Susan, I can't hear because you're on mute. There you go.
Okay, thank you. I went to settings and I went to notifications, and then it shows show previews, announce messages, Siri suggestions.
Below that, keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep going down.
Oh, okay.
Scrolling up, scrolling down, whatever you call it. You see all your apps?
Yep, I do.
And then you just click on one of those and you'll get what I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Good. All right. Go ahead.
Kevin,
Uh-huh.
Kevin, I have a question. I'm with, sitting here with Josie. This is Kiran. On the notifications going down, you said your suggestion was that, or you have turned all of them off.
Well, most of them, yeah. Most of
Most
them
of
are
them.
off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so something like calendar.
Yeah, I leave that on.
leave
Yeah.
that one. Okay,
Yeah.
extensions, probably off, huh?
Which one is that?
Extensions.
Extensions. Not sure what that is. What's extensions?
Me neither.
Do you have an app called Extensions? If I don't know what it is, I turn it off.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do. If I don't know what that is, I don't need to be notified.
Yeah, extensions. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
If you're going down here and you find something that you have and you don't want it, can you get rid of it?
So you're saying you're in notifications, you're saying, hey, I don't even want that.
No. I'm saying my apps.
Oh, your apps. You want to? Yeah, we'll get to how to get rid of apps. Yes, how to delete
Okay.
something. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I have a question and maybe I missed it. I'm looking at mine and it looks like it says banner sounds and badges.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that I have it on or? Because below, a lot of them say everything is off, but
Right.
a lot of them say banners, sounds and badges. Does that mean that I have them turned on?
Oh yeah. So see under August right here. Yeah, it's telling you what settings are on. So those are all turned on for that one. That's right. Yeah. So if you go in there and click it off, those will disappear. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It gives you, and this list, it kind of tells you what you have turned on, briefly. Like I've got an Instagram, I just have badges turned on. On messages, I have sounds and badges. On Messenger, banners, sounds, and badges. So yeah, it does tell you what's on. Otherwise, it'll say off.
I'm sorry, Kevin, what are badges again?
Badges, that's these numbers. See down here on my
Numbers.
Outlook? You see the red circle with the numbers in it?
Yeah, the little numbers.
Yeah, that's telling you how many unread messages or unread notifications you have. As soon as you open up and look at it, it clears it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not a zero inbox guy, so that 320 right there on Outlook means nothing to me. Like I should just turn that off. That doesn't mean anything to me. But when I miss a phone call, I want to know that. So it has a little one there that says I missed a phone call, or a new text message I haven't read. It'll have a little one there. Yeah.
Oh, and what about banners? Are those advertisings?
No, it's not advertising. It's when you're in the midst of, let's say I'm in this phone app here, and a text message comes in. Across the top of the screen, a little banner comes across that says you have a new text message.
Okay.
So it's alerting you while you're in another app that something happened. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Coco, you have a question?
Yes, I do. I'm trying to get notifications. I haven't even got there yet. I can't find it on my phone or my iPod. Where do I go? Do I have to turn my phone off to get back to my notifications?
No. Do you have an iPhone?
No, I've got an Android phone.
Okay.
And I've got an iPad.
And an iPad. All right.
Yeah.
So on your iPad, it's the same thing. You can go to settings.
I mean, no, listen to me. Where do I find it at?
Yeah,
I have to turn off. I have to come out of Zoom in order to get my notifications. I'm trying to get to the notifications.
Yeah, you can keep Zoom going in the background. You don't have to turn it off.
Okay, how do I go to notifications?
Do you have a button on your iPad on the bottom?
On my iPad? No.
Yeah.
My iPad, mine's on the side, iPad. Oh, I can click you. If I click it, it's gonna, okay, let me show. Oh, okay, I see the setting bar. Okay, let me see if I can get it, but I can't keep you on, so hold on.
I'm still in the background. It's just changing the screen on you.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I see it.
All right.
Okay, I got it now. But I got to turn the sound down because I'm on the other one.
Yeah, mute one of yours. You got two going.
Yeah, but I'm not on. Oh, sorry. Okay, I got it. Okay, now go to accessibility.
In the settings, you're going to go to settings, notifications,
Notifications. Okay,
and then scroll up and you'll see all your apps.
okay, there they are. Okay,
You
all
got
right.
it. Yep. Okay, good. All right,
Okay.
let's keep going on. So that's notifications. You can enlarge the fonts. If your fonts are too small, you can do that. On the iPhone, I'll show you again, that's under settings, and you go down to display and brightness down here. And in here, you can adjust the brightness, and you can come down to text size, and this little slider at the bottom makes the text bigger and smaller.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's good. My eyes are getting worse. I use bold text too. I use that. That's another setting I have. So make it bigger. Don't be shy. If we get older, eyes don't get better, they get worse, right? Accessibility has some interesting things in there too as well you can get into. They have a display and text size also, and you can adjust some of those. So, but there's a lot of it under accessibility. There's a lot of specific things you can do in there. I mean, you can hook this up to your hearing aids. You can do captioning, subtitles, all kinds of stuff. But we don't have time to get into all of that here. All right, so that's that. You can, all right, number 4, use multiple email accounts. This is an important one because what happens if you've been using one email and every time you register for something, it asks you to put an email in, right? And so you put your email in there and now you start getting emails you don't want or spam. And that email gets really junked up and it's really messy. You've got things you want in there and a lot of stuff you don't want. And it gets really frustrating to use. So what I do is I create an account email. I call it an account email. So many years ago, I created a free account email separate from the email I use for everything else. And you can create free emails at Yahoo, at Gmail, at Microsoft. They'll all give you a free email. And so I created a Yahoo email, and that's the email I use every time I register for something. And I keep that email separate from all my other emails. So to view it, I have to go to a certain place to look at it. It doesn't mix in with all my other emails. So let me show you on my phone what that looks like. Some of you who like to play zero inbox will freak out about this. So see my phone again. I'm going to go. So what I did is I created that Yahoo email, and I don't have that email going into all my emails. I went and downloaded the Yahoo email app. Okay, it's a free app, and I downloaded that and I put it on my phone, and then I logged in with my Yahoo email. So in here, this is just my Yahoo email. Let's see how many emails I have. All right, you see at the top below inbox, how many it says? 191,455. So, I mean, I've had this for like 30 years. I mean, this is, so you're like, well, Kevin, is all that email on your phone? No, it's not. It's all in the cloud. It's all in the internet. It's not taking up any space on my phone. I can view all of these. And when I have to reset a password or they send me a receipt, it goes here and I can search it and find it. But I never worry about cleaning it out. It's no worry to me because it's just here if I need it, and it doesn't cost me anything, but it keeps all the junk email out of my inbox. All right. Now, if I was you and you were going to try this, probably to create an account email now would not really make sense. What would make more sense is to take your existing email and convert that to your account email, make a new free email, and share the new free email with your friends and family. Because you're not going to unscramble the egg. You're not going to ever get off all of the marketing list with your old email. It's just never going to happen. It's too much out there. Yeah, start with a new one. But that's, do what you want, but that's one thing I do. The other thing I do with my emails is that I keep them separate. So I have about 6 Gmail accounts. So down in the bottom right, this is a free Gmail app that I have on my phone. So in here, let me show you, I have all of these Gmail accounts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Gmail accounts in here. And in this Gmail app, it'll bring them all together in one place and I can look at them, but I can also go into a specific account and look at just one at a time. And I can reply from whatever email I received the email from. So that's Gmail. Now I have way more emails than you should ever think about having. So I'm not your model for the number of emails to have, but I'm showing you how you can manage this so that it makes sense. You also notice that I have an Outlook app. I installed the Outlook app down here. And this is just Microsoft emails. And I have 2 in here. I have 2 different accounts in here. And these are 2 different businesses I work for. They use Microsoft email. And so I can keep them in there and keep them separate that way. So I've got those. I've got the Outlook, the Gmail, and the Yahoo, but I have them all in separate apps. I don't even use the basic app for email on the phone because I don't want them all in one place. It'd just be too much in one place. So there's just different strategies there to help break out email to make it a little bit more manageable. Okay.
Kevin, I have a question.
Sure.
You said that you have in Yahoo that 100,000 emails.
Yes.
It doesn't take any space in cloud.
No. Well, it doesn't cost me anything, and then there's no limit to how many emails I can have in here because it's all stored on the Yahoo server. It's not stored on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, actually, all of my emails are cloud-based. They're not taking up any space on my phone. Gmail's
And
all.
you-
Go ahead.
And you said the Gmail, you have that as a separate icon? Or
Yeah,
is it
down
Google? It's not
yeah.
Google?
It's a G. It's got the M on it for mail. It's down here at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can download it for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. All right. So that's the email trick.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay, sounding to me, you're saying that I'm paying for Gmail?
Well, you should be free. Gmail's free.
Okay, and I'm paying for Yahoo?
It's
No.
free.
Okay, and this one with the M on it is free?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. How in the world am I, because I'm listening to what you're saying, and I can't figure it out. My emails have synced together, which is the most horrible, awfulest thing in the world. I never want it to happen. And I've got all this junk mail on both of them, and I'm getting double of each.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I don't know how to take it off or what to do. Who do I call?
Who do I
It is
call?
horrible.
What are your emails with? What service are they with?
It's one with the Comcast company.
Okay.
Okay, the internet, Xfinity company.
Okay.
And the other one is with a Gmail, with the
Gmail.
big M.
Yeah. Yeah. Do
And
you?
they sync together every time something comes up. It syncs over on both sides.
Yeah. And you're on an Android and they're all going into your mail. So what happened is you went into your mail app and you set up both those to go into your mailbox there.
I did that?
Somebody did on your phone.
Yeah, well, see, what happened was one day I went to pick up my phone. I touched my phone, and all of a sudden I saw all my stuff jumping off my phone. I couldn't figure it out, so I turned it off. I didn't know. I thought I broke it. So I went to my iPod and I turned it on to go to it, and all that stuff was jumping over there. And then it says, now you have synced your phone and your other devices together.
Yeah.
Well, how did I do that when I just turned on the phone?
So and you have an Android and an iPad, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I have an Android, iPad, and a Chrome.
Chromebook. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, through iCloud, you can sync things on the Apple devices real well, but it doesn't work across the Android platform as well. I mean,
Wow.
emails are going to be in sync because they're cloud-based emails, and whatever you do on one, it'll show up on the other for email. But yeah, you're asking some good questions that I probably don't have time to get into in this class, but
Okay.
but so we'll keep going. I mean, we've got many classes that can help you though. So
Okay,
keep
that's
looking.
good. As long as
Yeah.
I know, I can keep searching out.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
You got it. All right. How to manage. All right, this gets into somebody asked about how to delete apps, right? So let's moving, grouping, and deleting apps. That's an important part of this. So when you organize your apps how you want, and at the bottom you have a little tray, and I've got 4 apps down there, and those are my favorite 4. But you can put your finger on any app, hold it down long enough, they'll start shaking, and now you can hold your finger on it and move it around anywhere you want on the screen. You can take it to the edge of the screen and go to a different screen, go back. But the ones you put on the bottom 4, those stay there. Those should be the 4 you use the most. I use my phone, my text messaging, my calendar, and my Google Mail the most at the bottom. That's why they're there. So they're there. Every page I go to, they're there. Now, beyond that, you can start then organizing this, and you can actually create these folders. Like this has a lot of social media apps in there, right? And they only take up one spot on my screen because I put in there, 8 different apps in that one. To create a folder, all you do is you hold down the button until it shakes, and then you put it on top of another one, and it'll create a folder. You can put as many apps in there as you want, multiple pages. I don't really want to do this, so I want to pull back out. Get out. All right, they're back. All right, the other thing you notice to delete, you see how they're shaking on the iPhone? There's a little minus sign next to it. If you click the minus sign, it's going to delete that app for you. So the person that wanted to delete apps. What, Sylvia, were you the one that wanted to delete?
Yes,
Are you on an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
iPhone. So do you know how to get them to kind of jiggle
Yes.
and dance with a little minus sign?
Mhm.
I had a lady said it made her day because she saw these things start jiggling on her screen and she thought that was the most exciting thing that happened to her all day. So that made her day. So
Poor thing.
the poor lady needs a little excitement in her life. That these little icons dancing was all she needed to get excited. All right. So that's it for organizing and deleting those. All right. Closing apps, that's important to do as well. And
Kevin,
yes,
quick question.
yeah.
When they are jiggling and you deleted one by mistake, an important one,
Uh-oh.
what do you do? Anything?
Reinstall it.
Reinstall it.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So something like phone, you couldn't possibly delete it, could you?
So yeah, I mean, there's a remove app button there. You can, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Right.
That one, yep, they all have a minus on it, so you can,
Okay, good. Thank you.
yeah, just go back to the App Store and reinstall it. Yeah. Okay. You guys know how to get to the screen where you can kind of see all the things that are open. So if you don't close them, they just kind of stay in the background. And I've got way too many things open right now. So I'm just flipping these up. I'm putting my finger on it, dragging them off the screen, and it closes them. You can actually do 2 at a time if you want. And that's a good way to close the apps. It helps on battery usage, your internet, your data plan, all of that. If you close these, it's good to close them. I only turn my phone off maybe once a week. I don't turn my phone off all the way all the time. It's not necessary, but maybe once a week is good. Turn it all the way off and back on.
Are you saying you power it off? Is
Yeah.
that what you mean by
Yeah,
turn it off?
that's right. Yeah, once a week maybe, if that, I'll power it off. Yeah.
You do? Okay, thank you.
Not much more than that. Or if it's acting up, I might do it, but I typically don't turn it off all the way. And I typically charge it just at night. Just leave it charged all night. Then my final point of that was putting it to sleep at night. It's good for us to kind of take a break from our phones and put it to sleep. One other neat setting on our phones is this do not disturb. And let me show that real quick. It's on both phones. I think on the Android, you just swipe down from the top and you can get to this in some of those icons. But there's a do not disturb section. Do you see this? When you click on this, you can tell it to do not disturb altogether, which would do this. But if you could schedule it too. So if mine at 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., it will not ring or vibrate or notify me of anything. Because there's nothing worse than getting that Chili's ad for appetizers at 1 a.m. and waking you up. I mean, it's just silly that your phone starts buzzing or beeping because it's on. There's a neat thing on here where you can allow calls, because people say, well, I don't ever want to turn it off because I've got kids and grandkids that need to reach me. Okay, well, you can go to this allow calls from and put those people in your favorites, and they would be able to get through to you even if it was on do not disturb. So you can schedule that.
How do you put people in favorites?
Favorites, okay. So on that one, you're going to go to contacts.
Okay.
And let me pick this person right here. All right, I just picked one of my contacts, and I'm going to scroll up, and in the menu at the bottom, it says add to favorites. You see it?
Mm-mm.
Where did you go?
I'm in contacts. I'll back
Okay.
oops, back up. Go back. Contacts up here at the top. Contacts. I find somebody. Let's click on Sharon, and then you scroll up on their information, and one of the options is add to favorites.
Okay, thank you.
And then when you're in your phone, At the bottom, you've got favorites on the menu there, a little star. There's my favorites. And you can add favorites here too. So from your phone, you go to the favorites on the bottom left, there's a plus sign you can add and edit there as well.
Those are the same favorite then?
Yeah, you've only got one set of favorites, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of favorites, somewhat favorites. No, they're all favorites, just one set of favorites.
I have
Kevin,
a-
I'm sorry. Well, this is Susan. I wanted to ask you, you were talking about getting rid of things that are in your background. I couldn't do it. How did you say to do that again, please?
You wanted to remove some apps?
No, I want to
Oh,
close out the
close
things that
them.
I was watching
Yeah.
before.
Okay. You're on an iPhone?
Yes,
Do you have a button on your iPhone at the bottom?
yes.
Okay, double click it. Click it twice.
Oh, okay.
Now you can swipe side to side, and any ones you want to close, just put your finger on them and push it off the top of the page.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kevin, this is Grisha. I have a question. I discovered from this class, I have Walmart under favorites. How do I get rid of it? I see it's.
Walmart. Are you a Walmart shopper? You
No,
call them so much.
No, I went there for the vaccine, so I don't
Uh-huh.
know. So I must have somehow, so it's in favorites, and how do I delete it?
All right. So let's, if you click on the phone, you're on iPhone, right?
Right,
All right. And you go to favorites in the bottom left, little star,
right.
and then hit edit.
Okay, I did that.
Now go down to Walmart. They're probably on the bottom.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you see the red minus sign?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you. I wouldn't have been able to figure that.
You got
I
it.
tried everything but that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Kevin,
Yes.
Kevin, how do you, can you rearrange that favorites?
Yes, because really we have favorites, don't we?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm back in the phone again, and click in favorites and click edit, and see on the right. So on the left side you get the minus sign. That would delete them from favorites. But on the right side you've got these three lines. You put your
Right.
finger on those three lines, and then you can reorder them.
I don't,
No,
Oh,
Go to
okay.
Favorites.
I have kind of, I don't have that.
You see what I'm doing?
Where is favorites?
Go back into phone, your
Oh,
phone
yeah, I
app.
see. Thank you, I see.
Down at the bottom, you've got favorites on your phone.
Mhm.
I got the 4 at the bottom, but it doesn't say favorites.
Are you on
Mine-
iPhone or Android?
I have an iPhone.
You don't have a favorite on your phone? What are the four? What are the four on the bottom say?
The 4 is internet, call, messages, and iTunes.
I don't think you're in the same app. So does your app look like the bottom left app on it's a green icon with a white phone?
Yes, so in the bottom, you got 4 things down there, right? I got 4 things down the bottom of mine.
Oh,
but-
okay. No, well, that's just where it is on my phone. So you're on the iPhone, right?
Yes,
All right. Do you know how to get to the search? Just put your finger in the middle of the screen and then pull down, and you'll get this search bar at the top.
okay, I got it. Uh-huh.
Type in phone.
Type in phone?
Yep. Does the green icon pop up like this? It says phone.
Yes,
under it?
yes.
All right, click on
Yep.
that. You click on that. All right, now at the bottom, does it say favorites in the bottom left corner?
Yes.
All right, there's your favorites.
Oh. Okay,
You got it?
cool.
You
Can I
said,
ask you?
sorry, you said that 3 lines and it doesn't do any good. What do I do with the 3 lines?
You put your finger on it and hold it down, and
Oh,
then
hold it down.
yeah, and then drag it around.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where are the
Oh,
three
amazing.
lines, Kevin? Where are I'm on
Are
the
you-
app.
You're on favorites.
Yeah.
Click the edit button in the top right.
Okay. I see.
Now you can reorder or delete somebody here. Yeah,
I see. Thank you.
you guys got it.
Yeah.
You're
Can
all
I
on it.
ask you?
Yeah.
I was just curious. I'm looking how I just wanted to cancel Facebook.
You want to cancel Facebook?
Yes.
Well, you can remove the app, but you're still going to have your account. Is that what you want?
Yes. I don't want no more. So
So,
I'm in settings.
no,
Let's see.
don't go to settings. Just, are you on an iPhone or Android?
I'm an iPhone.
Yeah, so all you're gonna do is you're gonna find Facebook on your screen, hold
Yes.
down on it, and you'll get this menu, and you can hit remove app.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it?
Remove it.
Find Facebook on your screen,
Okay.
hold your hand on it, and your finger on it until it opens up this little menu.
Hmm.
Hold it down until it opens up like that. Don't just tap it, hold it down.
You minus it.
Okay, I got it. So it's just remove application.
Yep. It's not
Perfect.
gonna cancel your account. It's just gonna take that app off of this phone.
Oh,
To cancel your account, you have to go into Facebook and do it with them.
Okay, great. But at least it's not active or
It
anything.
won't be
I
on your
able to
phone.
show.
Yeah, right.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Let's get into some apps, huh? Let me share some apps with you.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, obviously on the iPhone, if you need to get these apps to be in the App Store, if you're on an Android, you're going to go through your Google Play. Most of them are free. Some of them have a cost. I'll let you know which ones do. I'll send this list to you also. I don't recommend you try to download all of them, but find the ones that make sense to you along the way. So our phones take really good pictures, and Google Photos is a great app for that. I use Google Photos. I use iCloud Photos. I use Amazon Photos, all of them to back up my photos, but I like Google Photos the best. It's free right now. In June, they give you a free amount of space. It's unlimited space right now, but in June, they have a minimum amount, and then they'll start charging you for space, but space is really inexpensive. I make the joke, our phone, never delete pictures. Memories are too hard to get back. And I use the analogy, memory is cheaper to buy than memories. So keep your photos, just buy more memory so you can keep all of your photos somewhere. We have some great classes on how to do that, to get set up, how to manage your photos and all. So you can, I have about 20,000 photos that I can access on my phone, and they don't take up any space on my phone. They're all in the cloud, and I can get to them from any computer that I have, any phone, any device, and it really works great. All right, there's some great weather apps out there. Most of those are free. There's some good maps. Our iPhones come with Apple Maps, Androids come with Google Maps, but my favorite map program is Waze. And if you use Waze, Waze is great for getting around. You tell it where you want to go. It tells you the best way to get there, considering traffic and weather and police and all kinds of stuff. If you have a newer car, you can plug your phone into CarPlay, and it'll actually be navigation on your screen in your car. So our newer cars have that ability, you have GPS built in. Shopping is real.
Can I ask a question? In Waze, which I do use, sometimes it'll talk and sometimes it won't. And I prefer to always talk.
Do you? Yeah, that's just a setting in there, inside Waze to do that. I just don't have time to get into it here, but there's a set. Look for the setting, yeah. And do you plug it into your car too, or not?
I don't. My husband does.
Yeah, sometimes that changes too. That messes it up sometimes. It doesn't know where to put the sound if it's plugged in.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes that's the challenge, yeah. Because sometimes your car has to be set to use the sound from your phone so you can hear it when it's plugged in. Yeah.
Okay.
Shopping, obviously, you can do all kinds of shopping. Amazon Prime is a membership, but you can buy things from your phone on there. Instacart, my family has used that a whole lot during COVID, and we've kind of got used to it. People say, does it cost more money? I think it saves money, because how many times have you been to the grocery store and you think you're going to get milk, eggs, and bread, and you come back with $100 worth of whatever stuff because something smelled good in the test aisle. You get all these impulse buys when you go in person. When you're ordering stuff on your phone, you just pick what you want right then, and you're less likely to buy impulsively. Plus, it shows up. You don't have to go and spend all the time. Now, some people want to get out of the house, and shopping's an adventure, so they want to go do that. So I understand. All right, banking. All of our banks have usually free apps that you can do banking, where you can check your balances. You can transfer money between your accounts. You can deposit money. It's crazy, right? You can take a picture of your check with your phone, never give the bank your check, and they'll give you money in your bank. It's really great. You don't have to go to the bank for that. It's safe and secure. You can also do bill pay that way. You can pay your bills through your phone to these apps. Really good. We can make payments, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. These are all ways to transfer money to other people and do it without cash, and it's safe to do through these apps. Password management, this is a thing that people spend a lot of time, a lot of wasted time. Every application has a password and they make it really hard because they have to be harder and more cryptic, and they can't be the same one we used before. Long are gone are the days where we could use the same password for everything. Nobody lets us do that anymore. And so how do we keep track of all of that? I recommend you have a system, a process that works for you. So for some of you, it's a notebook, a paper notebook that you write it down. It's not the most secure, but at least you know where it is. Some of you have a spreadsheet on your computer called passwords. Not secure either, but also at least you got them somewhere. And some of you try to remember and you forget, and then you spend 15 minutes doing forgot password, chasing down emails and recreating passwords, and then playing that game every time you have to reset. So there's a lot of good password management tools. The idea is with one app, you learn one username and password, and all of your passwords are in there, and it keeps track of them for you. I'm a fan of LastPass. And there's a free version and a paid version. The free version lets you use it on just your computer or just your phone. The paid version lets you use it on all of your devices. So that's out there. Fitness tracking, some great apps for that. Tracking steps and heart rate and sleep and what you're eating and all of that. There's news apps for every type of news you want. Good news, bad news, fake news, real news, any kind of news that's out there, you can get an app for it. It's all out there. Task management is another productivity tool, and there's lots of task management tools. This is the idea that, why do you have to remember everything you have to do? Why don't you just write it down and put it in one place so that you can mark it off when it's done and have access to it? There's very simple ones that come with our phone to more complicated ones. Find one that works for you. If they're too complicated, sometimes they're too hard to use. If they're too simple, they're not productive. So just, find the one that works for you. Todoist is one I've used that I've liked before. It's good. Ride sharing, you can, hail a car through Uber and Lyft, and you can see, what the car looks like and what the driver is supposed to look like, or what their high school picture was when they posted it, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's not always the same looking person that shows up. But those are all productivity apps. If we move into learning apps, you've got lots of great learning apps. Get Set Up, obviously. These other ones have paid and free content out there. Flipboard's a great app for curating content. Anybody use Flipboard? Flipboard. So Flipboard is kind of a digital magazine that you put your interest in there, and it goes and it pulls all these great articles of interest to you that are related to those topics you put in there. I'll show you real quick what it is. This is how I read most of my articles and my content. So here's Flipboard down here in the bottom right. It's a free app. I open it up, and first of all, let me go down to all the things I'm following. So I've got technology, mobile apps, bicycling, entrepreneurship, frugal living, cycling, relationships, productivity, employee engagement. These are all topics that I just like to follow. Okay. And so what it does is it goes and it pulls from those sources things that they think I might be interested in. So I'm scrolling through these previews of these different articles, and so here's one, online learning boom during the pandemic, what happens next? So I can click on it and it takes me to the original article, the original content, and I can read it. When I'm done reading it, I just go back and I can just keep reading the articles that are there. So it's really nice. You can customize it to be the content that you want. If you want to click on it and save it or share it with somebody, you can text it, email it, send it to Evernote, post it on something else if you want. And then always you can go back and just keep browsing your content. It's a way for me to get information I'm interested in rather than reading everybody else's stuff, and customize it. So that is called Flipboard. All right. Google News works a little bit the same way, but it's not as nice looking. The interface is not as nice. Podcast, audiobooks, these are really good because on your phone you can listen to books, you can listen to podcasts. I teach a class on podcasts, how to make podcasts. It's really good because you can multitask. You can do it while you're walking, while you're exercising, while you're falling asleep, while you're working on something else, while you're cleaning the house. You can put your headphones in or put it on speakers and listen to it and do something else. Google Podcast is my favorite podcast that I like to use. Audible, I have a subscription to Audible. That's a paid service. You can use Libby, and there's another one like Libby. Libby is free, but it works with your library card, and sometimes you have to wait for books, but you can get them. Obviously videos, you can go to YouTube and watch videos there. All right, on the entertainment side, there's all kinds of music apps. These all have free and paid versions. The free versions make you listen to some ads. The paid ones get rid of the ads. But again, you can customize it so you listen to the music you want, when you want, wherever you want. TV shows, Hulu, YouTube, those are both paid services. You know, most of us, we like to watch things on a bigger screen, not a smaller screen, unlike our younger generation who watches a lot of video on their phones. But you can, I prefer to watch it on a bigger screen. If you have cable still, your cable provider probably has a free app that you can get and watch shows on there as well. Movies, Netflix and Amazon Prime, those are both paid services, but you can watch. Games, anybody have any games they play on their phone?
I Adam, I'm in a Zoom class, honey, wait.
Sylvia, what do you play?
That might play words.
Sudoku,
Sudoku, yeah, good, okay. Anybody else play games?
solitaire.
Solitaire, that's a good one.
Mhm.
Let me encourage you to play games, especially games that help sharpen our mind, right? So Sudoku, Solitaire, there's card games. You could do Words with Friends. There's other word games like that you can play. Don't dismiss them because they're called a game. Many of these things are good for just keeping our brain sharp and making us think and keep thinking. And there's a social side if you want to. You don't have to be social, but you can be social with people on there as well and talk to them. Some folks I've talked to, they use the games to connect with their children and grandchildren. They're able to play even across country with them. They could share a game with them that they play on their phones. Some of these are asynchronous, meaning that, you could take your turn right now, and then when they get to the game later today, they could open it up and they can take their turn. You don't have to be playing exactly the same time, which makes it nice. It can be kind of an ongoing game. There's even virtual coloring books. There's therapy in doing coloring books. You can do like a virtual coloring book on your phone, and it's kind of therapeutic. Sports, obviously lots of sports apps out there as well that can feed. You can set those up with your favorite team, so you don't have to get all the scores of every team. You can just do the ones that you're interested in. Those are entertainment apps. Organization apps, capturing information. You can obviously take pictures with your camera, but there's some apps that allow your phone to be kind of like a copier scanner, so you can actually scan documents and save them and create PDFs. I've often recommended Adobe Scan, but somebody told me in a class recently that they have to pay for Adobe Scan now. So if you could look into it and see if it costs you anything or not. I don't want to mislead you and think it doesn't have a cost if there is, and I got to double check that. But there's free apps that will scan documents really nice and save them for you, which is good. Even receipts, how receipts are usually on thermal paper, and by the time you need to turn them in, they've faded. You can hardly read them. If you took a picture of your receipt and you could throw away the paper, then you could present the receipt on your phone to somebody at the store, and they'll accept that. So that's it. Those are good things there. Online storage, there's a whole lot of ways to save files online and access them. Google Drive, Dropbox. We have classes on Apple iCloud, on Google Drive, and those type of things. Content organizers, this is kind of a virtual filing cabinet, if you will, to put things in. I've used Evernote for a lot of years. I also use Notion now. Evernote's a great way to organize your information. I'll show you what that looks like really quick. So they have a free version that works really well. You can get started out, and if it's wildly successful for you, then you'll be willing to pay the small amount. So I have almost 4,000 notes in here, and inside here you have notes and notebooks. Pretty simple, right? Logical, like a real file cabinet. And so inside your notebooks, I click on like 2021. I filed them under this 2021 notebook. These are all the notes that are in here. Some of these are just like sample stuff I've thrown in here, but I posted articles in here, so I can click on it. It opens up the note. Here's the article I clipped, probably from Flipboard, and I can see the whole article, and it's all in there. I can actually create notes also if I want to create my own notes. And in here I can put in pictures, images, check boxes. Let's say if I wanted to go grocery list. And I wanted to get some milk, and I wanted to get some eggs, and I wanted to get some bread. So then I'm at the grocery store, and I'm like, okay, I got the eggs. Let's check that off, and then I got my milk, and then I got my bread, and you can do that. So that's Evernote. It's real easy to use, and it's a really good way to organize and put information in there. And I've saved medical records. I've saved receipts. I've saved articles, notes about different things, and it's a really good little tool for that.
Kevin, what's that named?
Evernote. Evernote.
Mhm,
So
thank you.
Evernote, yeah. Okay. One more list I think I've got for you. Oh, those are the favorites that I recommended there. I think that gets us through all of that. All right, so let me, we've got a few minutes here. Somebody asked about calendar, right? Somebody asked about calendar. Was that Susan? Yeah?
Yes,
All right, you're on an iPhone?
yes.
All right, and you're using the main calendar email or main calendar app on there. So let's look for that. All right, it's this guy right here. Okay, so in here, would you post most of it from your phone? Do you use a calendar anywhere else?
I just, wanted it, like, if you put people's birthdays, anniversaries,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Okay. Okay. Because I use Google Calendar for a lot of my calendar for a long time. Do you have a Gmail account?
No,
Okay. All right. Then don't go down that path. I mean, I wouldn't. If you don't have it, don't make that up. So let's go back into calendar. So I'm in calendar. Up at the top right, you have a plus sign. See the plus?
yes.
All right, so we're going to click on that, and whatever day I'm on, or I can change the day. So let's put in here Susan's birthday. Susan's birthday. All right, and this is really kind of an all-day event, right? I don't have to put a specific time. And let's say it's, let's change it out. We don't have to tell anybody your real birthday. We'll say your birthday is April 15. And repeat. Yes, it repeats. It repeats every year. So I click down to repeat.
Oh,
So you can do that for recurring things. And then you say, when do you want it to end repeating? In this case, you're going to live forever. So it's going to be there forever. Right. And then alerts would give you notifications if you wanted. You could mark it as on your calendar. It really wouldn't be busy. I'd be free that day too. Just because it's your birthday doesn't mean I'm going to really stop doing what I'm doing. We're just going to send you a nice note and I'll still have a day. And then I hit add. So then now when I go to down to 15th, here you are, your tax day, and here's Susan's birthday. All right, I better delete that because my wife's going to wonder who you are.
Especially since she was born today. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. She just mysteriously showed up this year in my life, and now I'm celebrating her
going to
birthday.
show up on April 15th.
Is the calendar on there?
So that's. I mean, there's different views. You've got your today calendar. You've got. You click back on the month. You can look at the months this way. You back on the year. It takes you into a year view. You click back on the month that you want to be on, it goes to there. You click on the day, it goes into the day. And it shows, you can look at it this way, you can look at it that way. It's another look at the same day. You can pick different days and it jumps to that day. You turn it sideways, looks even different. Your phone sideways, that's all kind of part of how it works. You can scroll and look at your days that way. So it's a good app. But the plus sign is where you add it.
Kevin, when I look at my calendar thing and it comes up with, says March 2021, but then it has an arrow to the left, which would indicate to me it will go, okay, pardon me. I presumed that it would do something. So if I click the arrow, then it shows me the rest of the year and I can just click on the calendar I want.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I have, here I'm weird because I've got all these emails. I have a lot of different calendars I keep too, and it became too challenging for me to kind of keep them all separate. So I use an app called Fantastical, which Apple named their app of the year last year, and it's this app, and so that's what I use for. It's just a more advanced. I have to pay for it. It's a paid thing, but it's called Fantastical, and it's great because I have a lot of emails or a lot of calendars that are in here. I mean, I have 18 calendars I'm feeding into this one, and I can slice and dice it any way I want with all those different accounts.
Wow.
Kevin, on the calendar you earlier showed, there's 3 lines and 3 dots in a square box next to the search magnifier. What are those? Oh, yeah.
Up at the top there?
Yeah, I see it changes. If you press it, I
Yeah.
don't want to,
Yeah,
So-
so it depends on what you're in. I mean, it changed. So in this view, so I click on the month. Now I'm looking at, this is month on the top, detail on the bottom. That's what that view is. If I click it again, it just goes to month. If I go onto the day, this is just like a list like this. If you click it again, it goes into a different view this way.
oh, okay, thank you.
They're just different views, different ways to look at it. Well, good. We got through it all. What other questions do you have that might be of help to you?
Kevin, this is Rob.
Hey, Rob.
I have an Android phone, but an iPad, Apple iPad.
Uh-huh.
When I take photos with my camera, it goes across to my laptop and desktop on Google Photos, but
Yeah.
that does not appear on the iPad, only what I take with the iPad.
That's right. Yeah. So what you could, yeah, the way to do that is to install Google Photos on your iPad
Oh, okay.
and use the same Gmail account you were using on your computer and your phone, and then you'll be able to see them in Google Photos. They won't be in the Photos app of the iPad, but they'll be in the Google Photos app.
Install Google on the iPad.
Yes. So Google Photos. So it looks like I've got it on here. See, right? It's this guy right here.
Oh, yes.
Kevin, one quick question. What's the difference between the regular Google app and the Google Chrome app?
Google Chrome app.
Because they told me to use the Google Chrome.
Yeah.
The browser.
So Chrome is a browser, so that gets you to the internet.
Oh,
And
okay.
Google Gmail, the Google Mail just opens up your email. Yeah,
Okay,
Google has lots of products, and so Chrome is the browser,
okay.
and Gmail is their mail. Photos is their photos. I mean, just they got lots of stuff. Yeah.
A great class, by the way. I
Well,
learned.
good. I will
Great.
send you notes of these slides so you have them. And if you guys have a chance to give great feedback about how great our time together was today, that'd be great. Makes me look good and get set up. And it's always been a joy to spend time with you guys, and love helping learning with you all, and hope to see you guys in other classes.
Thank you, Kevin.
Take
Have a
care.
great
you.
What
weekend.
is this
It's okay,
called,
you just
Kevin?
ask it.
Great.
Yes. What do you,
To get the app,
go ahead.
to get the app, what is it called? Get set
Up.
up. Okay,
Yeah. On your computer. Getsetup.io.
thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Enjoy.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.